If you want to listen to all of the episodes from this series right now, and ad-free, plus a whole host of extra fan club benefits, head to museumofpopculture.supportingcast.fm.
There's something I gotta tell you.
I had you on my monitor, and I don't understand. This is your life. You're programmed the same way I am.
I'll think of it this way. Kid, there comes a time in your life you just can't do anymore when all your energies have been used up.
Michael, I may not be flesh and blood, but I am a friend. And I wish you happiness. But I still don't understand.
In a way, neither do I.
So we find ourselves New Year's Eve, 1989. David Hasselhoff is asked to perform on the Berlin Wall.
The end of an old era, the start of a new one.
Exactly. What better man? And the show do agree to this. And then they have to get special permission from the Chancellor of Germany, Helmut Kohl.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
If you're going to perform on the Berlin Wall, don't just rock up there on the day and hope it's going to be okay.
So he doesn't perform directly on the wall. He's raised up on a crane above the wall.
Yes.
So a kind of, what are they called? They're kind of, not a fruit picker.
Cherry picker.
A cherry picker.
Yeah.
So that's the situation he finds himself in. Okay. Which I suppose is quite a weird visual, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think there's something about the kind of the pop star over the audience.
Yes.
You know, like there's something quite exciting about that.
Yeah. So David Hasselhoff, I think the best way to view a lot of this is through his remembrance of it.
Let's do it.
So he says the show was being broadcast live on TV, and there was a video cassette recorder in our hotel room, which feels very opulent to me.
Yeah, because that's assuming you're showing up to a hotel room with blank cassettes. You know, you're packing your bags for your holidays and you go, okay, well, I've got my wallet, I've got my passport, I've got the traveller's checks, obviously. Let's make sure I have a load of extra
C-180s.
C-180s, yeah.
Because we'll want to go out for dinner because we're on holiday, but we'll also not want to miss what's on.
Yeah, we're going to go out and see in the new year, but if David Hasselhoff's on the TV, we want to...
Yeah, well, the problem David Hasselhoff's got is he hasn't made that decision. He hasn't got a tape.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and so he goes down to reception and he says, no one in Los Angeles is going to believe this. I've got to find a videotape because he wants to show people when he gets back to LA that he's done this.
I reckon he can ask the production team. Surely, he's worked in telly long enough to know somebody out there's taping this. He doesn't have to take matters into his own hands and film it in his own hotel room.
Well, you say that. So inquiries are made and it proves fruitless. Then there's a knock at the door and there's a bellman standing there with a videotape in his hand.
Oh, not under a cloche. Surely, you think, come on, bellman, give it a bit of razzle-dazzle. He's not making manager, is he?
And then the guy says, I went home and got mine. You're welcome to use it.
My one
cassette.
Do me a favour. Yes, it's got the word honeymoon on it. Don't watch any of that.
There's an argument the guy could have just gone home and taped it.
Yeah. Or gone to a shop and got a new one. It's not like there's one in the whole of Germany.
Yeah. He wouldn't take any payment. I put the tape in, hit record, and off I went.
Great.
So my next issue is what time Hasselhoff's leaving his hotel.
Oh, yeah. You're not going for rehearsal or anything?
Yeah. Well, it's 1:45. I better head down to the old Brandenburg Gate.
I'm performing at midnight. Fingers crossed the traffic's not bad.
Yeah. How long does it take to go up in a cherry picker? Maybe he's got that slow play thing where you can record for 6 hours. I don't know at this point.
We don't know. This is lost.
So he basically stands on this. It's 20 metres high, the crane.
That's high.
Above the remainder of the Berlin Wall. He's got a leather jacket on that's been customised to have flashing disco lights on it.
So cool.
And a piano scarf. There's people from East Berlin going, the West is everything we imagine.
This is the height of opulence, exactly as we're after. This is pure Western decadence in sartorial form.
I've heard they've got video machines in their hotels. So he part sings and part mimes it. I don't really know what that means.
Every other word. He made it really hard for himself.
I think they probably played the song out in full and he kind of sung along with himself.
Yeah. It's a bit like if you go and see Charlie XCX.
In what sense?
In that any time she stops to berate the crowd, which it seems like she does all the time.
Yeah.
By the way, I'd love to be berated by Charlie XCX. That would be a great honour. But the song carries on playing completely.
Yeah.
I think she's whacks a load of auto-tune on, sings along to basically the album.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
every now and then she can stop and go, "What's wrong with you people?"
Yeah.
Not that he would do that.
No, he would.
What's wrong with... Well, there's a lot of socioeconomic factors we need to take in here, actually, David.
It's quite difficult to rebuild a society that's been divided for 50 years.
Let me take you back to 1945. If only I could take you back even further.
Yeah, it's not been an easy ride for the people of East Germany since before the First World War, really. Yeah. It's been quite a bad century.
Yeah,
all then.
1900 onwards, yeah. We've not had a great 20th.
He's not doing a Charlie XCX. He's not berating them. The platform moves symbolically between East and West, so he's on a moving platform as well. There's fireworks firing, and he gets hit at one point, almost gets hit. The whole thing is very exciting. 500,000 people there. Some people say 1 million. That person being David Hasselhoff.
Right, of course, yeah. Quite a lot of Stasi there as well to bolster up the numbers. So, the books are always slightly cooked when it comes to German crowds.
Do you want to watch it?
Do I ever?
Yeah,
because
course.
this is the thing that we both imagined we'd seen.
Yeah.
So there is not a sledgehammer in sight.
No, Peter Gabriel.
Peter Gabriel's not performing yet.
No.
He's plasticine Peter Gabriel doesn't show up.
No, there's no...
This is not as the wall comes down.
No, it's 2 months after. Nearly. It was
But
November the 9th.
There's still
the
bits
came
of
down.
wall there.
There's still some of the wall remaining, but it's not an active... There's not people still making their way through now. I think those that have wanted to go through have had 6 weeks to make it through. It's not still a queue that's...
Okay. One morning in June, some 20 years ago, I was born a rich man's son. I had everything that money could buy, but freedom I had none. I've been looking for freedom. I've been looking so long. I've been looking for freedom. Still the search goes on. I've been looking for freedom since I left my hometown. I've been looking for freedom. Still it can't be found.
So what do you think of it?
I thought it was fantastic.
Did you?
I thought that was absolutely fantastic. I'll tell you what I thought was good about it. Firstly, it's mostly one shot.
The whole thing is done from a shot on the cherry picker with him.
They've got one shot of, weirdly, not the most excited bit of the crowd,
No,
which they occasionally cut
crowd
to.
look strangely underwhelmed.
Yeah, or at least the bit
Quite
that
bit wham in China.
they... very whamming, very respectful crowd. I thought it's great because he's playing, obviously he's playing to the cameras. He's a TV star, he knows how to do that.
Yeah.
But that third verse, he really needs to give it a bit of oomph. He leans right over and he's really playing to the crowd. You can hear the crowd responding.
Yeah.
It's hard to do a live musical performance on television, and I think he did it.
Yeah.
He's really good looking.
He's incredibly
He's
good looking.
so good looking. I thought you sort of...
You can't see his legs.
You can't see. He shows off his legs to the cameras when he's leaning over the cherry picker. You sort of forget. Of course, you're David Hasselhoff. You're really good looking, but he's really magnetic.
I thought it was a little repetitive.
Hey, the message can't be understated. They're looking for freedom.
I know, yeah. I think it is. It's an incredible spectacle, and it must be quite weird if your country has changed that much in that year, and then you're like, 6 months ago I was
being spied on by the Stasi. I was living in fear.
Was it better?
And now David Hasselhoff's dangling over my head, screaming at me.
Out of the frying pan.
Can't let catch a break in this life.
The grass is not always greener.
On the other side of the wall.
On the other side of the wall. So, do you want to hear Hasselhoff's take on it? By the way, I should say, his jacket and scarf is superb.
It's really superb. The only thing I found a little bit annoying about it is it's strobing out of time with the music. So
it's
they didn't.
it's
They
made in
hadn't,
China, so it doesn't understand the Western beat. As I started to sing "Looking for Freedom," this is David Hasselhoff, just to be clear.
yeah. Okay. Right. Yes. Good. This isn't the moment at the end of the show when Josh gives his final thoughts. The lights dim. We focus in on Josh, and he says, "No, as I was looking for freedom."
Yeah, the people joined in. Everyone was singing my song, and I was singing crying and freezing all at once. I don't remember him crying. But
His eyes are certainly sparkling. I didn't realise that was tears.
As the great chorus rose up in the night sky above the Brandenburg Gate, you didn't have to be German to find it emotional. And I did think it was quite emotional.
It's incredibly emotional, yeah. It must have meant so much.
Imagine if he'd sung a song that felt emotional. If he'd done Nothing Compares to You.
I don't think, I mean, he's a brilliant performer, but that's a bouncy little pop number. And he is himself a bouncy little pop number of a man.
All I could think was, what an honour to be part of history. We're all part of history every day, David.
That's true, but that's real history.
That's real history. When I was lowered to the ground, I grabbed a bottle of schnapps and took several swigs. Then I started chopping chunks out of the wall, putting the pieces in my pockets.
So I'm sorry, we were right. He was knocking down the wall. He sang the song and then he knocked the wall down.
Yeah.
Forget the Mandela effect. It really happened.
I took them home and gave them to the Baywatch crew with a little plaque saying, "A little piece of freedom."
Love it.
That strikes me as the kind of gift you're given where you go, I like the item, but it's been mounted in a really shit way.
Can I take this into Timpson's and have them redo it for me?
Could I just have the wall alike, but the kind of mahogany you've put it on, David?
Doesn't go with anything in my flat.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if you've seen the Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee video, but in the background, there's a small piece of rock.
People don't notice because the foreground's so exciting.
A piece of freedom, man, next to a rock. We're talking of videos.
Yes. That's a good link.
When I got back to the hotel, the tape was still running in the VCR.
How long was that tape?
Bear in mind, he's gone in, he's got on a cherry picker, gone up, done it. There's a chance
Did he drive
he's
to the-
rehearsed in the afternoon,
Yeah, you'd hope
and
so.
then gone home to the hotel to relax.
Well, to be honest, a camera rehearsal when there's one camera, it's not going to take you that long. It's a 3-minute rehearsal, basically.
He's chiseled enough wall for every member of the Baywatch staff.
That's that thing when you're at the airport and you're going, who do I need to buy? All right, there's one more person. I'm going to chip out a few more
I
bits.
forgot Yasmin Bleeth.
And get a bit with the graffiti on because otherwise it just looks like a bit of brick. Come on.
I pressed rewind and play, and there it was. I had the whole unforgettable night on tape. That's Tommy Lee's memoirs, etc.
Yeah.
Since then,
Weirdly, no one's nicking that. No one's breaking into Hasselhoff's house to nick it out of his safe.
to steal a video of one of the most covered TV moments in history. This is a claim. Since then, that tape has been shown around the world on television many times.
If you want
it done, do it yourself. He's claiming, I think.
So what we just watched on YouTube was uploaded. I didn't check who the account was, who the channel was. Is that David Hasselhoff's personal?
Night Rider 2000. Hasselhoff's just uploaded.
He's his own archivist.
Does he believe that? Have I misinterpreted what he's written?
That if it weren't for him, like in the way that there's still missing episodes of Dad's Army.
Yeah.
If only Arthur Lowe had been staying in a hotel and every night before he went out to film Dad's Army,
He'd put the
VCR on.
I was just in the right place at the right time with the right song and the right VCR. I was just a man who sang...
Hotel, yeah.
In the right hotel.
He could have been trying to film it on a Corby trouser press.
Someone needs to tell David that TV is... By 1990,
they were keeping it.
It does mean a lot to him. When I would sit in that scarab, which is a boat, in Baywatch, I didn't care what they thought about me in America. It wasn't important to me. What was important was going to Germany and being a rock star. It shaped me because it gave me honour. It gave me credibility. It gave me humility.
Sorry, so I don't care about being a TV star because I'm also a rock star. That's the same thing.
And do you know what I've got from it? Humility.
Humility in this book full of anecdotes where I win.
Yeah.
And as I said that to the crew on the boat, they all applauded.
Yeah. I'm just an actor who sang a song about freedom. I didn't know anything about East Germany. I didn't know Austria existed. By the grace of God of the universe, I was given this responsibility. I hold these people from East Germany as they are crying. All I want to do is hug them and hold them and say, it's okay, you're free now. And I accept it with honour. And that shaped my whole life and my whole existence. I'm not a preacher. I'm not Billy Graham. I'm David Hasselhoff.
That's great. Is that the final line of the book?
No, I don't think so.
Every chapter ends with him saying, I'm David Hasselhoff.
Apart from when he goes into rehab.
I'm Michael Knight.
I must not.
Oh no, what have I done?
But it'd be easy to laugh at him, and it is.
If you're not swooning, you're laughing.
Yeah, but he's about to get even more successful. He's not just bringing freedom to East Germany, but he's joined the cast of Baywatch, as we mentioned.
Yeah.
Some people stand in the darkness, afraid to step into the light. Some people need to help somebody when the edge of surrender's inside. Don't you worry, it's gonna be alright. 'Cause I'm always ready, I won't let you out of my sight. I'll be ready. I'll be ready. Wherever you need. No, don't you fear. I'll be ready. Forever and always. I'm always here.
Baywatch, by this point, so Baywatch has come from an idea, basically, when the creator of the show, Gregory Bonham, was a lifeguard and he saved 2 children of an MTM studio employee, and then they came up with the show from that. It was already originally called Aquatic Cops for Emergency Service, ACES.
No.
Later changed to Baywatch, which is the name of the boats in Santa Monica Bay. Hasselhoff reads the pilot script, and first instinct, he rejects the role. He says to his agent that it's basically Knight Rider in a bathing suit. He says, look, it's great, but I don't want to wear a bathing suit to work. Imagine it with my skinny legs. He's still got the concept.
Is he really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor love.
He says, I'm happy with my music career, so good luck. I'll see you later. Gets in his car, calls his agent, and says, I just told them I don't want to do it, but get me the part. It's a hit. He's played him. And she
Really?
says, I guess they didn't believe you. They've already called me and we're negotiating.
Oh, fantastic. He's got real chutzpah. You know, going in and telling Joan Collins that she's a
every piece
bitch.
of negotiation he's ever done in Hollywood with an agent sounds like something from a made-for-TV film
Yeah.
about a Hollywood agent. But maybe that's what life's like. I don't exist in Hollywood.
Because my worry would be, I would be in such a sort of flop sweat of panic from the second I left that office to the second I call my agent.
I shouldn't have done it. I'm going to miss out on the role.
I'm going to miss out on the role. And they say, oh, no, sorry, we've given it to Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
You know, Don Johnson's stepped into the role.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis is available. I just think, yeah, I'd be too anxious.
I want to do it.
I always want to work. I
need
always
it.
say yes.
I need this.
This is for anybody else listening as well. Josh is very available. He will
Yeah.
work for you.
The Berlin Wall thing's not going to last forever,
As we know.
as we know.
Been chipped
So-
away bit by bit.
The pilot movie, Baywatch, Panic at Malibu Pier. Malibu Pier.
Okay, they didn't have to change it for legal reasons.
like
It's set in Malibu, but the mayor of Malibu has said we can't set it in Malibu, so we changed it to Malibu so no one knows.
So that's filmed in January 1989. Big year for Hasselhoff.
Yeah. And presumably January in Malibu is still gorgeous.
Yeah, well, the sea isn't because they have to move because
Tom
the
Jones
sea,
is still in it.
Well, close. Rubbish, feces, and hypodermic needles are in the water.
Ah, okay.
So they moved to Hawaii.
Oh, what a life.
What a life!
What a life.
But cast members get a stomach virus there. But anyway, Series 1 debuts on NBC in 1989, but it's cancelled after only one series.
Didn't realise this.
Because it was the 73rd out of 103 shows in the seasonal ratings, and also the production studio went bust.
Right, so there's no
So it's
reason to keep
game
it
over
around.
for
Yeah.
Baywatch. At the point when Hasselhoff's on, I mean, he's getting the wall for these people from Baywatch, but it's basically been cancelled by this point. But then the European distributor, Fremantle of Baywatch, asked for another season, saying that overseas demand is strong. It's a bit like that rumour when we were growing up, that I don't know if it's true, that Neighbours was only going because it was popular in the
People
UK.
loved it in the UK, yeah.
So the co-creator, Douglas Schwartz, suggests that they buy back the rights to the show from GTG, the production company, and own it themselves and go into the bit like Taylor Swift buying back her album.
Yeah, by her masters.
Yeah, they go into the syndicated market themselves. So by 1991, this is 2 years after the Berlin Wall, Baywatch is going again, and basically it's almost like a cooperative. It's owned by Hasselhoff's brought communism to Baywatch. He can't make
He's got to go
money.
somewhere.
He's got to go somewhere.
He's leaving Germany and arriving in Hawaii.
Yeah, so that Fremantle will offer 300 grand an episode, basically banking a lot on the potential in Germany because of David Hasselhoff. ITV throwing some money, ITV from the UK obviously, provided that Baywatch stays wholesome in very specific ways. No gun use and no depicting violent acts on women and children.
Great.
Obviously Hasselhoff loves gun use. We all know about Knight Rider 2000.
Yeah, dystopia, yeah.
That's actually what gave him the idea for Knight Rider 2000. But they had to cut costs, and Hasselhoff agrees a 50% reduction in his acting
And the size of his
fee.
shorts.
In his acting fee in exchange for exec producer credit,
Smart.
which makes him eligible for a chunk of the profit.
Smart.
So he ends up earning from Baywatch, according to Fox Business, $100 million.
Oh my God.
So I asked the question again, why was he doing that Dave show with you?
I've got no idea. He frittered it all away.
So other stars of the show are taking home $2.5 grand to $5 grand an episode, and Hasselhoff makes $100 million from it.
So they don't have anything like the Friends cast had, where you get together
No.
on the first day and go, look, it's got to be parity, otherwise we'll
No,
all fall
Hasselhoff's
apart.
an exec.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he's kind of helped bring it back.
I mean, he's the big star of the show, isn't he?
yeah, he is at this point. Did you used to watch Baywatch?
Yeah, did I?
Did you?
Loved it.
You were a teenage boy, presumably.
Yeah.
What kind of...
I don't know further questions. I don't know where this is going.
It was quite an absurd show again.
It was a silly show, but it was very exciting. It was very dramatic, and obviously there was very beautiful people on it.
So to give you an idea, I'll give you a synopsis of an episode.
Yes, please.
Money, honey. So having financial problems, Mitch, David Hasselhoff, and Eddie get lifeguarding jobs at a private Malibu beach party, thrown by Dieter, a brash Hollywood movie producer. When Dieter witnesses Mitch rescue a group of people, she makes him an offer to appear as the lead in an action movie after the original star is incapacitated in an accident, while Harvey masquerades as Mitch's agent. Meanwhile, Shawnee organises a bikini contest in order to raise £50,000 to a marine organisation dedicated to helping injured sea animals with Harvey's help, who plays another prank by entering the contest himself.
I only remember the B plot. And B stands for bikini.
You weren't that fussed about Mitch's Hollywood career.
No, not especially. Not that that bit I blanked from my memory. The other bit is burnt into my retina.
Well, this is part of the problem, right? Is
Yeah.
that cheap people make fun of Baywatch
Yes.
for being saucy. Do you feel that could be levelled at us?
Yeah. I mean, it was
But it was.
It was definitely saucy, but there was
Do you know who was worried about it? Hasselhoff was worried about it.
because he was a sort of family values kind of
Well,
guy.
he objected to the casting of Pamela Anderson.
Would draw the attention away from him, presumably as well. There's an element of
he
egomania.
felt that Baywatch was a family show, and because she'd posed nude in a magazine, he felt that wasn't right.
Okay.
Also, Schwartz said that he thought because she had these enormous breasts, David thought he would be upstaged by everyone looking at her breasts, which is what happened. But in 1996, obviously there's a Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson sex tape that leaks,
Yes,
which we
remember that.
discussed.
Yeah.
And people thought that's the end for Baywatch. She's going to be removed from the series. They're going to lose ad revenue. It was the second highest ratings it's ever had. It did wonders for the show.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it was a very traumatic experience
Of course.
for Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee. But
More her than him.
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
it's-
it became a global sensation.
I mean, a sex tape can be. I mean, Kim Kardashian's another good example.
Exactly.
Someone I hadn't heard of until the tape came out.
You were obviously across the O.J. Simpson trial.
I heard
but
of her father, and
Yeah.
a huge fan. Ross from Friends.
Sex tape aside, in the mid-90s, Baywatch was getting 1.1 billion people across the world watching an episode.
Those are good ratings.
So it was on in 442 countries, and the worldwide population of 5.7 billion at the time. So 1 in 5 people on Earth was watching each episode of Baywatch.
And a few people were lying about it. No, I don't think I've seen
Yeah,
it.
that takes out of all the people
Yeah.
that claimed they've never seen it.
With the girls and the running on the bit. No, it's not really my sort of thing. I'm sort of panorama kind of person, really. Actually.
So actually, it's probably double that.
It's probably, yeah, absolutely.
Big fans of it. Paul McCartney and Linda meet David Hasselhoff at a music industry awards. And Paul says, Linda and I want to get on Baywatch. And Hasselhoff says, you're talking to the right man. I can make that happen.
Well, he's an exec.
Linda says, I want to ride a horse and get Paul to rescue me. And Hasselhoff says, this is a weird thing to say. I just came from Liverpool where there's a Beatles museum.
Have you heard of that? Because you were in the Beatles.
What a link. I wouldn't say there's a Beatles museum. I'd say where you're from. If you're looking for the Liverpool connection. They weren't sharp about you up there, Paul. And Paul replies, well, I just came from Germany and there ought to be a Hasselhoff museum.
Oh, he's great, isn't he, Paul McCartney?
Yeah, though.
But he knows how to play the game, doesn't he? He knows
know
how to have a fun conversation.
He's not the only one. In 1995, Hasselhoff goes for a run with Bill Clinton, the then president of the United States.
Back when he was cool.
Yeah, he's invited jogging with him. And Bill Clinton says, you ever think Baywatch would be as big as it is? To which Hasselhoff replied, I never thought the President of the United States would utter the two syllables Baywatch. And he laughed so hard we could hardly run.
Well, no, that was your little legs. That's the reason you can't hardly run.
I don't think Bill Clinton laughed so hard at what is barely a witticism.
We know exactly the conversation that Bill Clinton had about Baywatch, right? We know exactly.
There's a reason Bill Clinton was struggling to run when he was talking about Baywatch. It wasn't
It was
because he was laughing at David Hasselhoff.
The worst thing was they ran past the church. Hasselhoff was incapacitated. Had to go and have a cold shower. Wasn't there also, am I remembering this right, didn't New Order perform on the Baywatch beach?
Yeah, from Top of the Pops.
Top of the Pops.
Yeah,
and was
but I
Hasselhoff there for that? I mean, I think there was some of the cast were there. Didn't they do Age of Consent? Not Age of Consent. Which one is that one? I would like to actually call my own, have a conversation.
Yeah, Regret or
the
other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did actually. I remember that on Top of the Pops. And their Baywatch cast were there.
They're sort of running around on the beach and for some reason...
I've got to say, I'd say Baywatch is so much bigger than New Order as a thing that it feels
Who's
odd.
doing a favour to who there? It's
Yeah.
very clearly Baywatch's...
But also halfway through, Hasselhoff said a joke and Peter Hook couldn't play his bass because he was laughing so much. If you told me that a member of Joy Division would one day be performing from the Baywatch set, I wouldn't have believed my ears. So, obviously, the main thing that people remember is like the slow-mo shots of sexy women and men running.
Yeah.
Mainly women, let's be
Mainly
honest.
women, yeah. Again,
That-
friends talked about that as well.
Hasselhoff says it's not a stylistic choice. It was often because it just ran short.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
They'd only written 20 pages and they were like,
Yeah.
oh, let's just get Yasmin on the beach again.
So they'd say to the second unit crew, we're 5 minutes short, go and shoot another montage. Grab the most beautiful extra you can see and shoot her running down the beach in slow motion.
Wow.
1.1 billion viewers.
People like things, don't they?
People like things. So I think we're being unfair because I'll give you a fact from the LA Times.
Okay.
2/3 of the viewers of Baywatch were women.
2/3?
Were women.
Okay.
That's true.
Is it? Believe everything you read in the mainstream media, do you, Josh?
Do you not believe
The
that?
lamestream media.
It doesn't feel true, does
It
it?
doesn't feel true.
But according to the co-creator Gregory J. Bonnen, because the females were positive role models who are athletic, professional, intelligent, and able to make any rescue a man can.
Okay, I get that, sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would put forward Baywatch as a sort of feminist text.
No. Did you watch Baywatch Nights?
I did a few episodes of Baywatch Nights, yeah.
So Baywatch Nights is the equivalent of when they ran out of steam on Knight Rider.
He becomes a late night private detective, doesn't he? Or he's not a late night, but he's a private detective, which is actually, isn't that the role he played? That is the role he played on Knight Rider.
Yeah, I suppose it is, but
Yeah.
the car's not there.
So he also has like a sort of a detective agency.
Yeah, so
When-
this is... Because Baywatch is still going, but there's a concurrent series where Mitch the lifeguard, he's not just a detective, but due to the success of the X-Files, he's investigating paranormal activity.
I forgot the paranormal aspect of it. I thought he was just investigating crimes that happen at night.
So basically, yeah, they changed the format because it's not really working the police side of Baywatch Nights. So suddenly it becomes a paranormal show, running alongside a normal show about lifeguards.
So at no point in the normal show does he ever say, oh, by the way, I fought a Frankenstein's monster last
Well,
night.
I'll give you some premises of things that happened to him that he's never mentioned in the normal show. So in one, they're investigating a nearby campsite. Mitch and Ryan enter a cabin and find themselves transported back in time to an 1890s brothel in New York with an axe-wielding killer planning to murder everyone involved.
Mitch, you look tired today. You all right? You're not going to believe the night I had.
Do you want another?
Yes.
Right, Mitch and Ryan witness a murder committed by a stark-staring madwoman called Francesca. Ryan does some investigating and becomes more and more convinced that Francesca is a real vampire who has chosen Mitch as her next victim. It's wild. This was going on at the same time as Baywatch.
That's really bizarre. You feel like there should have been at least some crossover where he has to save a mummy before he's fallen off the pier.
How about Mitch, Ryan and Griff investigate strange incidents in which two frozen 900-year-old Vikings arrive in Los Angeles from Iceland for thawing, and they immediately come to life and restart their feud.
In a kind of like, it feels like Brendan Fraser should have played one of those mummies, doesn't it? It feels like that's his MO, isn't it?
It's really weird.
It's really weird. Same characters, same universe.
Same universe.
But there's no mention
of the fact that he's dealing with two time-travelling Vikings. Or that he's gone back 100 years to a brothel.
He's running down the beach, and instead of that little plastic float he's got a stake in his back. Oh, sorry, This is my night job. I've run down the beach with this. I'll have someone's eye out.
It's cancelled after 2 seasons. Presuming also that that's been a change of direction. The first season was just
the first season, the one I remember, was Lou Rawls in it as well. But yeah, I think it's David Hasselhoff as just like a detective.
Yeah.
So they got to the end, they went, it's not working. It's not working, do some more, but do it differently. They went Dark Shadows and made a supernatural aspect to it. And they went, that didn't work either.
So they just shut up about
it.
It's
like, hear me out. Baywatch Nights in space. Come on. Like, you've had 2 chances.
Baywatch, by the end of the 90s, is struggling under rising costs, and they decide to move it because it's too expensive to film it in LA.
They move it.
They do
Baywatch further onto the land. They move it to the Midwest.
Baywatch Down Under. No. Yeah, but there's local opposition from the residents in New South Wales, so the government put a ban on it, so that never comes to it. So it turns.
And he says that I'm big in Austria. Let me in.
Baywatch Hawaii is where they end up. They go back to the start, to Hawaii.
Where it all began.
Baywatch Hawaii ends in 2001. That's the end of Baywatch. But it's a good 10-year innings.
That's great.
Since Hasselhoff restarted it.
And I feel like it's one of those shows that, I don't know if it's just the company I keep, but it's people still remember that as like a big show, don't they? Do
of course.
Like
well, it had 1.1 billion viewers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who were admitting to it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the peak of Hasselhoff's career. No offence.
None taken. we did talk in the rehearsal rooms, like, if we get 500 million, we'll be happy.
Yeah,
We're not expecting it to be Baywatch numbers, but 500 million.
Yeah, that'll do.
That'll do us.
Did it make it onto TV?
How dare you? I think it did 2 series.
Oh, okay.
We'll have to, Michael.
The same amount of series as Baywatch Nights. Was the second one the paranormal?
Yeah, well, the second one they did ghost me as a writer.
In 2004, Hasselhoff's back in the news relating to Berlin. He's gone to Berlin and he stated in the press that he's a bit sad because in the Berlin Museum at Checkpoint and Charlie, there's no photos of him.
I mean, he is a bit sad, but not in that sense. You saddo going to the museum and going, could you point me in the direction of the David Hasselhoff picture, please?
This makes the news, people mocking him. He's a bit hurt. The BBC headline is, did David Hasselhoff really help end the Cold War? Which I suppose is what we've been asking for the last 4 episodes. But he's a bit upset by that. Do you think David Hasselhoff did help end the Cold War?
I think he maintained an already raised morale. That's what he did. I don't want to diminish what he did because it felt like that must have been an amazing moment. If you were, I mean, obviously not when they cut to the audience, it looked
bored stiff.
Yeah, they were made of concrete. But yeah, if you'd been there, the fireworks going off, David Hasselhoff singing, it must have meant a lot to a lot of people. But I don't think he's the reason.
No, I don't think he is. I think we should also be wary of seeing the Cold War as something that, when it ended, it was just fine.
Yeah, that's true.
German kind of reunification was an incredibly difficult thing. It was very difficult for people from the East to suddenly be they were almost, some of them felt like second-class citizens. They felt patronised. They felt, economically, it's still only 8.8% GDP for the East German area compared to the West German area, even today. 91% of West Germans think democracy is the best form of government, which I'd say is quite low.
Yeah.
Only 78% of East Germans do. Because I think a lot of people, there is a feeling that there were certain things that they do miss, like the security of having a job, all the things that you got from the communist state beyond.
It's a little bit like, sure, it's good to move out of mum and dad's house, but
Exactly.
those first,
You can watch Baywatch when you want.
You can watch Baywatch when you want, but those first few years of learning how to work an iron, quite tricky.
Exactly. I think there's the best allegory for how it isn't perfect is there's a bit in the book Stasi-Land. You could still see the differences. So they've still got a different red and green man to West Germany. They've also
Okay.
got different streetlights. So actually, if you look at it from space, you can see the differences between East and West Germany.
Right.
Because they light up differently. That's the physical difference.
Okay.
Some people from the East have done incredibly well. Can you think of one? Angela Merkel.
I guess, yeah, of course, yeah.
She was born in West Germany, but when she was 3 months old, her dad took a job as a pastor in a church in East Germany. Keep him away from David Hasselhoff. She said about life in the GDR that it was out of control, but it was simple. Sometimes it was almost comfortable in a certain way because there were some things one simply couldn't influence, she says.
Yeah, I guess once you get to that mental state of letting go and going,
Yeah.
this is the life I have to live.
Do you want to know what Angela Merkel did the night that Berlin Wall fell? I had heard the announcement on television that the borders would open, but it was a Thursday, and Thursday was my sauna day.
And Thursdays I watch Baywatch.
Yeah. So that's where I went, in the same communist high-rise where we always went. So she went for sauna rather than breaking over the
It's not
Berlin
that
Wall.
bad. If you're having a built-in sauna day,
That's, I mean, if
a
anything...
sort of state-sanctioned sauna, I'll do that.
It's a decadence of the West right there.
It really is, yeah. Pop on my little red trunks.
This is an incredible thing that kind of sums up humanity, it not being perfect, even if you manage to knock down the Berlin Wall. So this is from Stasi-Land. So they're walking around the now reunified Germany, and there's a bit where the wall was, right? Strictly speaking, the wall should have come out to do the eastern zone. There was a little bit which poked out.
Okay.
But it was too difficult to build, so they build a wall across, and there's just a bit of East Germany that was on the wrong side of the wall because it was too difficult to build the wall around it.
How big of a bit are we talking about here?
Small, right? And so no one in West Berlin knows what to do with it, and they can't use it because they don't want to antagonise the East
Yeah,
Germans.
of course, it doesn't belong to them.
So it's basically a no man's land, right? And eventually a Turkish family fence it off and plant vegetables. They use it as an allotment.
Oh, that's a nice use of it.
And so when the wall comes down then, no one's really got a claim to it. No one knows what to do with it. So they're still gardening there. And then the guy who's showing her around says, but do you know what happened? The family eventually fought. It was two brothers, and they fought so badly that they had to put a fence down the middle of the garden.
No!
Yeah, isn't that incredible?
So there was East allotment and West allotment.
Yes, they put a fence down the middle of the garden that had been claimed from East Germany, split into two separate zones.
Just goes to show, it's just impossible for people to get along.
It's
a real shame, but it's the truth.
Humans are absolute wankers.
Yeah. There's just no level of compromise, even on the smallest scale.
Yeah. David Hasselhoff went off. He did SpongeBob the movie.
Fantastic.
He did American Idol, obviously.
He did a musical of Jekyll and Hyde.
He did Broadway
Yes.
as well. He finally made it onto Broadway.
Good for
In
him.
2021, at the age of 70, he released his album Party Your Hasselhoff,
That's good.
and he reached number 4 in Germany. He's still got it.
He's still got it. Back on the cherry picker. Up you go, lad.
Yeah, exactly.
Jump in my car. I wanna take you home. Come on and jump in my car. It's too far to walk on your own.
No, thank you, sir.
Oh, come on, I'm just where they got
No,
it.
thank you, sir.
Oh, little girl, I wouldn't tell you no
I
lie.
know you're gay.
How can you say that we've only just met?
You're not the same.
Ooh, she's got me there, but I get her yet.
I got you there.
No, you didn't. I was catching my breath. And look, it's starting to rain. And baby, you'll catch your death.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, come on, it costs nothing to try. And you're the ride home, nice and dry.
David Hasselhoff that we've talked about there, is that the one you met?
I feel like it is, yeah. A man who has lived a phenomenally rich and varied and exciting life and is very happy to talk about it. I think, where does self-belief sort of merge into egomania? That's where you find David Hasselhoff.
When you think that you're the person that recorded the video of the incident.
Does he get mentioned in any of the books you read? He's not mentioned in
No,
Stasi-Land or The
he's not
Picnic
mentioned
or...
in any real coverage of East Germany. David Hasselhoff isn't considered a big deal.
So I think there's your answer.
Yeah.
Did he end the Cold War?
Well,
not according to the historians.
Yeah, but of course, the bloody nerds, they're not the kind of people that know who David Hasselhoff is. They don't understand the populace.
I mean, listen, 1 billion people watch Baywatch. Everybody knows who. We had a bit where, a scene where someone didn't recognise David Hasselhoff, right? We had to improvise this. And he said, before we do this just won't happen. And they went, okay, but no. Well, the idea is you've gone to this country for a holiday and you're actually getting a little bit upset. Then he's like, name the country, I'll tell you why that won't happen. And so he is...
I don't think my dad would recognise David Hasselhoff.
Really? Your dad wouldn't recognise David Hasselhoff? Get him on the phone. WhatsApp him now. WhatsApp him a photo of David Hasselhoff in his little red shorts and say, who's this?
It's got fan club only content written all over it. Thank you for joining me. I didn't know you'd met David Hasselhoff, so it couldn't have worked out any better.
The two greatest joys of my life are meeting David Hasselhoff and meeting you.
And Joan Collins.
Of course, Joan Collins. When are we doing the Joan Collins episode?
Thank you so much, and we will see you for the next series when we discuss It Had to Happen, the incredible rise and the very brief world domination of everyone's favourite. It's the Spice Girls. Museum of Pop Culture is a Keep It Light media production hosted by me, Josh Widdicombe, with research by Emily Pickthall, additional editing by Will Fitzpatrick, design by John Gregory, and music by Pickle and Button.
Thank you so much to listening to this episode and all the other episodes. We are blown away by how many of you are being so nice about it. Thank you. Doing the show is genuinely a dream come true, as pathetic as that is. We genuinely wondered if anyone would be as interested as we are in pop culture from the late 20th century. So thank you so much for proving to our life partners that they are. If you'd like to become further part of the community, please join the Museum of Pop Culture fan club. You can get all the episodes early released on the first day of each series, plus 2 bonus episodes a month and ad-free episodes. Do you know what? In the spirit of the people we are, let's run through the benefits as a Top of the Pops countdown. All episodes ad-free. Early release, the full series on the day of the first episode. 2 monthly exclusive fan club only bonus episodes. A free ticket to the annual Museum of Pop Culture live show extravaganza, not available on general sale. Access to the community chat room where we sit there and you tell us exactly what we've done wrong. The Museum of Pop Culture fan club pin badge, the ultimate fashion statement in 1996. Finally, if we get 50,000 members, we'll open a theme park in Crinkley Bottom. Simply head to museumofpopculture.supportingcast.fm or really click the link in the show notes, that's what everyone does, to find out more and sign up to the fan club.